Welcome back to another episode of the Runaway Franchise podcast, the show where we watch movies where they made more than 4 of them. Last week, actually technically it's not last week because we're just giving these all out like cookies, we started watching The Fast and the Furious. Immediately after that, we popped in Too Fast, Too Furious from 2003.
Yeah,
well,
buddy.
Paul Walker says everything twice. And we're going to do a little podcast about this wonderful film. My name is Ed, and I'm joined here by my friends Dom.
Too fast.
And Tom.
Too Furious.
And there was a custom Ludacris song for this movie.
Hell yeah.
This movie felt both...
Sorry, I thought you were saying that the song was ludicrous.
No, he's the guy.
No, the man, Ludacris the man, has replaced Ja Rule. Ja Rule out,
Ja Rule
Ludacris
out.
in. I'm into it. I approve the change.
You
He's
know-
not supposed to be the same guy.
No, it's not supposed to be the same
No.
guy, but one could hope that there's a parallel dimension where they're both in the movie.
Right. It would be nice.
There's 7 more movies. 6
Okay.
more movies. They probably have.
And
Yeah, I
then
hope-
they could do like a duet track on the soundtrack. That would be great.
It'd be so good. You know what was so good compared to the first movie?
This movie.
This movie.
movie.
I had a lot more fun watching this movie.
I legitimately like it.
I think I can say that.
In comparison to the last movie, we all have smiles on our faces.
There was a lot of smiling
Yeah.
while watching it. This movie, we really don't know what it's about until we read the back of the box. So, Dom, with tradition being upheld, please.
Oh, they don't have like a tagline on this one. That's
shit.
okay. Well,
All right, whatever.
I mean, the title of the movie is a tagline.
They did that.
The
really
number
well.
2 fast, the number 2 furious. What's it about?
The adrenaline-fueled thrill ride that began with The Fast and the Furious takes an explosive new turn in Too Fast, Too Furious. It's a nitro-fueled answer to the question, how fast do you like it?
They answer that question too.
They do.
No, they don't.
Now an ex-cop on the run, Brian O'Connor, Paul Walker, hooks into outlaw street racing. When the feds strong-arm him back, O'Connor's no-rules win-or-die skills are unleashed against the international drug lord. With his velocity-addicted buddy Tyrese riding shotgun and a drop-dead gorgeous undercover agent Eva Mendes dialing up the heat, Too Fast, Too Furious accelerates the action into a desperate race for survival, justice, and mind-blowing, jaw-dropping speed.
Oh my God, what a back of the box that was.
Yeah.
Rated PG-13.
Was the first one rated R?
I don't think so.
There was some F-bombs there.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not going to look it up. I don't care. We're all adults here. We're all adults here watching car movies from the early 2000s on a Thursday night.
This was what, 2003?
2003.
Okay.
So in 2 years, we've gotten a custom song, better sound mixing, a better color palette for the movie, and no Michelle Rodriguez
No.
or Vinny D's.
No Vin Diesel.
So really,
I really hope there's somebody out there keeping track of how many times we name drop Emrod.
probably a lot. We should start our own counter because no one else can do it. So Michelle Rodriguez is out of the movie, and it's infinitely better.
Vin Diesel is out of the movie, and it's infinitely better.
Do you think there's a correlation?
There might be.
I think the correlation is that Tyrese replaced both of them and adds
is
so much
fantastic.
more.
He's so good, brah. He's so good.
Brian.
Paul Walker's still garbage.
Paul Walker's name is Brian O'Connor, and I wrote down that that's the worst name.
It's not a good name.
He
Brian is
acts
said
his
like
name.
400 times. So predictions. I think Dom remembered, so he was out.
I stopped. I remembered
I kind of was on the right track.
where he's out of the cops.
Out of the cops, but then he comes back in the cops to clear his record.
Right.
I don't know if I guessed that. Honestly, that felt like it could have been 2 weeks ago that we did this first one, and it was a scant 2 hours. So what happened in this movie, Tom?
Okay, so Paul Walker, who's out of the cop game, he just successfully won a bunch of money from a race. After his successful win, the cops raid the place, and then he's arrested. And then the FBI and the police are back together again to try to take down, I don't know what his deal is, but some criminal lord.
The back of the box says he's a drug lord, but we didn't
drug
see
lord?
any drugs
No
in the whole
drugs.
movie.
He's a drug lord. They need Paul Walker to use his driving skills. to take down this dude and
gather the evidence.
And then Paul doesn't trust their people, so he has to get a buddy from the past.
Right.
Who is it? It's not Vin Diesel. It is Tyrese, Roman Pierce. He's
a crash derby guy.
He's a crash derby guy.
What's that really called? Demolition Derby.
Demolition Derby dude who just got out of jail. He was there for 3 years after Paul Walker screwed him over, apparently.
No, Paul.
You know what? Roman Pierce Tyrese was just salty that his boy Brian O'Connor was a cop.
Was a cop, yeah.
So he convinces him to help him out to get his record clean, and they take on this drug lord.
They're boys again, and they hungry.
This is one of my favorite things.
It's a recurring theme throughout the movie. Tyrese says that he's hungry. HONGREE multiple times throughout the film, and we actually get
steals everybody's food.
Yeah, he's multiple times he's eating, just shoving his face, and we get a very meaningful description of that scene later on in the film. So now that they're boys, they're back in Miami. There's awesome clubs everywhere. There's street racing. You got Ludacris, the garage owner. You got jet ski races. You got wet butts left and right. You got background dancers with pirate shirts on. The whole deal. It's Miami the hell out. It's early 2000s in Miami. Will Smith is definitely a big thing.
Big Willie style. Yeah. Millennium.
Yeah, dude. Big white pants.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was the record. I'm going to Miami. Bienvenidos a Miami.
It's all full circle.
The thing about early 2000s, I will just say, and I mentioned this earlier while watching the movie, it is the worst time for fashion and how everybody looks.
Everybody looks like shit.
They look terrible.
So P-Dubs and Tyrese are now the ultimate driving duo, and 90% of this movie is car chases. They have to prove their worth to the drug lord, who we only find out is a drug lord at the end. And he puts them through a bunch of driving tests. And there's henchmen, and Ava Mendez is the love interest / undercover lady who's dating the drug lord. But she's an FBI agent.
Undercover.
They made
for 11 months.
Clear, but he made a sex joke.
Yeah.
Because she's, yeah. So, they just have to get a bunch of money from a trailer and drive it to the jet.
To the drug lord. It's the evidence.
That's it, I guess.
The whole idea is that they need to know the FBI needs to know where the hell is all this money, this evidence money, and Paul Walker and Tyrese are going to deliver it from the hideout to the plane so that the guy can get away and do some drugs and Ava Mendez. That's basically the whole plot. Well, every time things are going on, there's just snappy one-liners from Tyrese.
But you know what? Really quick,
great.
Before we move on to individual pieces, there is no countdown timer in this movie.
Right.
So we've lost Michelle Rodriguez, and we've dropped the countdown, and we've ended up with a significantly better movie.
And we also don't have Vin Diesel.
I don't know if Vinny D's is the problem yet, because he's coming back.
Yeah, but also Michelle Rodriguez is coming back.
Right. So we'll see. Maybe they get worse again. Maybe this is the high point. So pretty much the movie's just full of one-liners and the occasional butt and some street racing, and there's a lot of good stuff that happens in this movie. There was some cheering during the movie by us. I think we might have unveiled what is the deepest, most undiscovered tie-in from movies and TV. We uncovered a conspiracy theory, and I think that's the most important part of this podcast.
Wow.
So, Paul Walker is palling around with his FBI buddy who has a ridiculous name.
What is it?
Bilkinson?
Bilkinson. And they meet the cop from Miami.
The head cop from Miami.
Is none other than the fucking guy who plays Dexter's dad. And Dexter's dad is a cop in Miami. Fast and the Furious takes place in Miami, and Dexter's dad is a cop. It's the same fucking person. There's no way it's not. And he's younger here, so Fast and the Furious must take place in the past.
What year did Dexter come out?
I don't know.
I think it was well after 2002.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 2006, 5 or 6. But I don't know. Me and Tom lost our shit because what? That's Dexter's dad. He's a cop in Miami.
And he's dressed exactly the same as most of the flashbacks.
He's the same guy. And
is he that much of a dick in Dexter?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a pretty.
Got to train his kid how to be a serial killer.
Oh.
Yeah.
You spoiled the show for me.
That's not a.
I mean,
that's not
Dexter's
secret.
a vigilante serial killer.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch
You
it.
should. But me and
no.
Tom kind of lost our minds when that happened. It didn't really carry over too well to the podcast, my excitement, but I was really happy.
I mean, it's just exciting to see what Dexter's dad was doing before.
Right. You get a
Dexter.
you get a real peek inside the series.
And you really understand where he's coming from in Dexter now. Like,
Right.
you really need to watch this movie to truly understand the father's motives in Dexter.
Yeah, because Too Fast, Too Furious is really like the Dexter prequel.
Right. I completely agree.
So, if you're a
Sure.
big Dexter fan, you need to see this movie. Like, pause this and go watch it right now.
Because what they don't show you at the end of the movie, the drug lord gets captured, right? But you don't see what happens to him.
Right. I assume Dexter kills him.
A child Dexter, if anything.
Right. So big tie in there. I'm happy to see that in a movie that, from the outside looking in, is just a silly summer racing action movie with Paul Walker and Tyrese. But really, it's a prequel to one of my favorite TV series out there. None of that's real, but the guy who plays Dexter.
Hey, you don't know.
No,
You
it's
don't
real.
know.
It's very real.
I think we made a very convincing argument.
I think we did. Let's get into some little nitty gritty of this movie. The race scene in the beginning is
bad.
out of control. It's not in a straight line, right? They do a big
No,
lap.
there's some turns.
And Ludacris, being the crafty gentleman that he is in the movie, says he has a big secret for the end. And some of his boys break into the drawbridge and raise it for whatever reason.
Make a sick ramp, dude.
Yeah, so
It's 2003. We got to jump over stuff.
everybody's racing their cool cars. And at the end, they just pop this ramp up and they all fuck up their cars except for Paul Walker.
Whoa. You're missing the best part of that scene is that Paul Walker hits his nos at such the right time that he goes over the other car that's already in front of him who's just jumped the ramp, and he goes over that dude.
I mean,
He
it
does.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great.
It was pretty sick.
It was like the ending of Heavyweights with the go-karts.
It was,
That happened at the end of Heavyweights.
it was definitely an adrenaline-fueled thrill ride, though.
But then Suzuki kind of ruins the scenes by like saying things like "slap that ass" while hitting
Oh
the
yeah,
Suzuki.
she says "bend over, boy" while in the air with her car and crashes it.
That character did not need to be there.
No, she's a very odd-looking lady. I don't know her.
She had quite a sheen.
She was
going
very
on.
shiny. They carried over some of the shininess from the first movie into the second, pretty much only in her character. Everybody else was a standard range of matte to shiny. I expected them to be shinier in Miami because it's very humid and hot. Not a dry heat.
and they had a whole scene in a bayou, pretty much.
Yeah, nobody was really sweating. So
It's the white pants. If you wear the white pants, you don't sweat as much.
I was wondering, like, you're sitting at the Gosling dinner table. Ryan Gosling, Eva Mendes, they're a couple.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No, I don't really follow the couples.
Oh, come on. They're totally married.
What is their couple name?
Riva?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Riva Gosdes? I don't know. They don't have a thing. I wonder how they feel about this movie. Just like, you think he's like, remember that time you were in Too Fast, Too Furious? And you think she's like, shut the fuck up. Or you think she's like, hell yeah, Tyrese is the shit.
I would be like, yeah, man,
I don't know. A drug lord does slap her ass.
okay.
That must
But,
have not been fun.
I mean, what else does she have in her career that is spectacular? That is more.
Oh, that movie with Marky Mark and Will Ferrell.
Daddy's Home?
The other one.
Other guys?
The cop one. Oh, the other guys. The other movie. If there's a movie with Marky Mark and Will Ferrell, Eva Mendes has, as right now, a 66% chance of being in it.
Is she in one of the Sin Cities?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she's not making great stuff.
she's
and Too Fast
whatever.
and Too Furious is probably my favorite of her things.
Yeah.
Probably.
So there was like more car racing, I feel like, in this movie. I don't know. Was it more adrenaline packed?
I think one of the best features of this movie is that it had a definitive bad guy. Everybody was pretty much on the same team, even though they had rough relationship with the FBI and the cops.
Right.
Like they were working on a single thing that was bad. So there was less talking about like morality and shit like that, like where the other movie I felt got bogged down by that type of theme.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, I guess I gotta be clear with the cops and let's just have a grand old time on the way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff that like they totally didn't have to do, but they just went for it anyway. Like lighting a windshield on fire and saying stuff like, I've got something for your ass. That's what Paul Walker says to somebody.
He says that to Tyrese.
Yeah.
As they're racing.
Yeah, they have a definite chemistry going.
You know, they actually do. Not even in like a joke.
No, they
way.
really
do have good chemistry together.
Yeah.
And pretty much this movie, like I said, Paul Walker's not great at this, but Tyrese definitely steals every scene that he's in.
I think he just he does a lot of laughing out loud in the movie, and I think that's definitely real. He's just like, ha, I'm in Too Fast, Too Furious. Let me deliver this ridiculous line, and then I'm gonna eat a full ass burrito on screen. And there actually was I think the setup was really cool with the rat bucket.
Oh, that was a cool
Dom,
scene.
you were very enthralled by the rat bucket.
Yeah, I think I like I said,
you said a direct quote, I'm going to add this to my repertoire of tortures.
I mean, it's a great inventive torture. So
yeah.
There is another dirty cop that is under the drug lord's umbrella.
Payroll.
Yeah, he's under the payroll. And he doesn't want to do something. He doesn't want to create this 15-minute window of time for them to get away from the cops. So the drug lord, who kind of, I don't think we ever get his name, right?
I mean, we definitely do.
Carter. Okay. Well, Carter is like, we got to torture this fool to, make him do it. So they take a rat and they put it on his belly, and then they put a bucket on the rat. And he says, a metal bucket. And he said, I'm going to heat up this bucket. And the only thing the rat's going to want to do to escape the heat is burrow. And that means he's going to burrow into the dude's belly. And so they start lighting the bucket on fire. And he's like, oh, God, the rat is scratching me. He's coming. Okay.
But he says it all ridiculously.
All while,
oh, no, he's biting me.
All the while, Paul Walker and Tyrese are watching, just man spreading on a couch. Kind of like how you would imagine people watching a stripper.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like the way Tyrese was sitting was just
too lax.
A full on lounge. That we were he could have been sitting on the couch right next to us.
I'm rarely that comfortable in my own home wearing sweatpants, and they were just full on white jeans watching a dude get eaten by a rat.
Tortured during a torture.
Tyrese was too lax, too curious. He wanted to see what was happening, but wanted to relax.
Yeah. And
this movie was so chill.
They took off the bucket, and he really only got a little bit of scratches from the rat. He gave up pretty quick from this rat bucket torture, but it was a really cool idea.
I like to think that the bucket was also heating up on his belly.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it didn't look that hot. I don't know.
Didn't leave a mark.
No,
hot enough for the rat to start to burrow.
The rat bit me, and it barely scratched him. I think he was being a big fucking baby.
Yeah,
he was. Rat thing.
He could have definitely took it a lot further.
I think if he was put in a dungeon with a hungry rat on his belly and a bucket over it, it would have been more believable than the hot rat bucket.
I believe both.
See, so wait, you're saying if he laid down, you put the rat in the bucket on his belly, but left a burrito outside the bucket?
No, you put a burrito behind him so the rat smells it through
Or does
him.
he eat the does he eat the burrito? And then the rat smells the burrito through his stomach?
Yes.
I think we're getting too far deep
No,
into
yeah,
this.
that's how it goes. It was just a ridiculous, fun movie with a Rotten Tomato score of 36 and an audience score of 50.
Okay, well, what was the first one in comparison? Because I can't imagine that being higher. Who could have enjoyed that first one more? It's really, I guess this one's a little
I think we like this one.
silly. It's definitely sillier.
Yeah, it's definitely silly.
Fast and the Furious, the number one movie, has a 53%. I completely disagree.
With a critical score.
Yeah.
And what about audience?
I didn't click on it. It didn't load. Now I clicked on it. It's loading.
Okay.
74% audience score.
That's
I
crazy.
disagree.
Everyone is stupid because the second one was so much better and way more fun.
Could you please bring up a list of everybody who voted that positively, and I would like to visit their homes and do the rat bucket.
It's just a whole stack of rats and a whole
I got plenty of rats, baby, and I got plenty of buckets, too.
Do you?
I got two.
Do you have the flame torches?
2 buckets, 2 rats.
I don't know, man. I'm definitely going with this one as being better.
Oh, yeah.
So what was your favorite part, though? I have quite a few, but there's one that sticks in my mind that is my ultimate favorite.
Do we want to...
Do we want to take
Are
a
we
little-
hungry?
Yeah, are you hungry?
I'm a little hungry.
I could
Let's take a
get some
break.
hungry
Let's
going.
step out for a second.
Brian, we're going to the lobby.
Oh, a dog. All right, we'll be right back. We're gonna just step out for a second. It's late. We need a little pick me up, little sugar snacky treat.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hey, you know what's great advertising? But it's another week, and well, you know, nobody wants to be a part of this. So I mean, well, we have friends that do cool things. You know what? We're just gonna talk about our friend Jay again because he deserves it. On the B-roll, I talked a lot of shit on Jay getting 2, but I'm over it. I'm totally over it. Our friend Jay is hiking the Appalachian Trail from Georgia up to Maine this spring and summer, but he's not doing it for nothing. He is raising awareness and money for mental health. So if you go to secure.hikeformentalhealth.org/hike, Jay hike, you can donate some money. And what does this money go to, you ask? Hike for Mental Health is a recognized 501c3 nonprofit. That means I think you can claim it on your taxes for a sweet deduction. Nonprofit founded on the vision of a world in which everyone, including those who suffer mental illness, can find the simple joy of living. Their mission is to alleviate the suffering of those afflicted by mental illness, eliminate the associated stigma, and to foster responsible use of wilderness trails. As an all-volunteer organization, they distribute 100% of contributions raised by their hikers. 80 cents from every dollar funds scientific research to prevent, cure, and treat mental illness, while 20% maintains and preserves wilderness trails. So not only is your dollar going to helping people who need it, who often get looked down upon for having mental illness, you're also making those trails nice and cushiony for, all the little wildlife and people and, fun stuff. So once again, go to secure.hikeformentalhealth.org/hike, Jay hike, and give some money over to that. Let's go back. Also,
I don't know his Instagram.
oh my goodness. If you
handle.
want to see all the fun photos and how dirty he gets and his cool bandana and get really jealous that you're probably working and he's out doing the damn thing, you can follow our boy Jay on Instagram at JayJasonJeremy on the Instagrams. Follow his ass over there. Let's go talk about Too Fast, Too Furious.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Brian, we are back.
Brah.
There were ups and downs, but mostly ups and a lot of silly. Dom, what was your favorite part of this movie?
My favorite part is towards the very end. Paul Walker has a gun to his head, and that's not the only reason why it's my favorite part, but also because Tyrese comes and saves him, and he crashes a car into the car that Paul Walker's in while he has the gun to his head, and they wrestle away the gun, and then the guy who's supposed to kill Paul Walker, they're scuffling it out, and Tyrese gets the upper hand, and he punches him in the face. Guy does not go down, does nothing. He punches him in the face again. Nothing. They kick him in the belly, and he's fine. They kick him in the face, and then finally he goes down.
He lands mouth open in the sand.
Yeah, they really just kind of lay the beat down on him.
They fucking spit on him.
Yeah, Tyrese spits on him, and
then Paul Walker stomps his
he
face.
stomps him again for good measure because that guy took a lot of kicks and punches to the face, and he wasn't going down. He really dug his job.
I'd give him a couple extra after that. Stamina.
It was silly and it was funny, and also Tyrese is hungry, and that's also my favorite.
Nothing else.
No, I could keep going on.
Yeah.
I could go on,
Just keep
but
going,
that's
man.
that's my personal favorite.
Tom, what's your favorite?
I got 2 I want to, I guess, bring up. Tyrese versus Paul Walker when they meet up again after the crash derby. I can't think of that name of that.
Demolition
when you first
Derby.
meet
Demolition
Tyrese.
Derby. Yeah, you first meet Tyrese. They have a little scuffle because, Paul Walker screwed him over years ago, or he perceives it as him being screwed over years ago. And it's not the fight itself, it's the way they sit afterwards.
They look like they're about to have a scissor fest.
About to have a scissor fest. But it's like, sometimes you got to hash things out with your boys, and you got to sit down in the sand for a while and just reflect about what was going on.
He
in your
pushes
life.
sand in Tyrese's crotch after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. And also, I enjoyed the gunboat. They're on Paul Walker's boat, and the goons are coming
Oh, yeah.
for some reason to take out Paul Walker, maybe. And there's a scuffle between the goons. Paul Walker's got the gun pointing at one of his goons, but the goon is still holding the gun. He's threatening to shoot him. And the other goon has a gun on Tyrese, and he's threatening to shoot him. And they just start yelling incoherently, like, put the gun down! No, you put the gun down!
Yeah, it's just an old Mexican standoff, but we ain't got no Mexicans.
And then out of nowhere...
Actually, they did have Mexicans.
Did they?
Those two guys were Hispanic dudes.
There's more Hispanic than Mexicans, Dom. They were probably Cuban in Miami.
If it's Miami, it's probably Cuban.
Okay.
God.
But somehow they all miss the drug lord being there, and they stop that little...
He just says, hey, stop it, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're friends now.
There was a really weird, unnecessary part in this movie. You guys know where I'm going with this. The weird Jamaican scene.
Is that your favorite part?
No, not at all. I just want to talk about it.
Oh.
They're like racing or driving somewhere, like whatever. The whole movie's driving, but like they blow down this street and there's just like a bunch of Jamaican people just sitting on their front lawn or whatever. And then some dude crosses the road and the two cars blow past him and he's just like this like disheveled Jamaican man. And that's it. That's the whole part.
He's caught in the middle of the road for like a second. He's like, what's going on?
And that was it.
It
It didn't need to happen.
Not at
but
all.
I'm glad it did. My favorite part of Too Fast, Too Furious is probably the heartfelt explanation of why Tyrese's character is always hungry. Because what was it? He was in prison and the food was terrible, he's got to get all the good food that he can. He literally takes food from like 4 people, and he demands food at the drug lord's house, and they give a pretty nice spread of empanadas and what looks to be fresh squeezed orange juice
and grapes.
And grapes. Ava Mendes, I wrote that down actually. Ava Mendes
Sucking
eating
on
a
a grape.
What the fuck? She's just like slopping on this grape awkwardly for like way too long.
A grape is a single pop into your mouth.
You pop
you
and go.
don't take a bite out of a grape, and you certainly don't take a bite and do a luscious suck
But what
on
if it was a grape with the seeds in the middle?
No, it was not. It was a seedless grape. I've had those grapes.
Are you sure it wasn't one of those red globe grapes with like the 4 seeds in it?
No, man. No way.
Standard grape?
It was a standard.
A standard red seedless.
Yep.
And she took 4 bites to finish that thing. I don't know.
So the heartfelt talk about...
Yeah, the heartfelt talk, just because, like, the whole movie, it was just ridiculous how he used hungry to literally be hungry and stole a man's lunch. He demanded empanadas. He was hungry again, and then he was hungry for money, and then he was hungry. He said, "We ain't hungry anymore," when he stole the money at the end.
Yeah, it was weirdly a subtle theme throughout the movie.
He was the hungry guy, and I liked it.
And also,
and
his doctor
my second
said
favorite
he has a
part,
fast metabolism.
Yeah, that too. But my second favorite part was the extra in the background of the club scene wearing the frilly pirate shirt, just dancing away. He looked like a shitty Prince impersonator.
That club was definitely filled with extras that legitimately took ecstasy and started partying.
Yeah, they
there.
drugged the cast.
Because there was even there was that older dude that we got a headshot
just
of, and he was
rubbing
just
his
so
head.
sweaty.
Yeah. He was sweaty, rubbing his head.
This movie felt like one of those movies that was way quicker than it was, which is good.
Yeah.
It was a good
Yeah.
thing after the last one. Is there anything you specifically didn't like about the movie?
I mean, Tom, you said you didn't like the beginning so much.
Yeah.
To me, whatever. I enjoyed the movie. It was fun. There wasn't, sure, you could pick it apart and say like the plot, there's plot holes and there's, this and that, but it was entertaining.
Of course there is.
And it was fun to watch, and I would most certainly watch it again.
So really, you can't complain about anything.
No, I can't complain about this.
Wow. A perfect film in the eyes of Dom.
Too Fast, Too Furious is a masterpiece.
Too Fast, Too Furious, 2 thumbs up. Tom, did you dislike anything particular about this movie?
There's 2 things. As a scene, the first scene I thought was borderlining parody.
Is it because Paul Walker went from fresh out of the shower to dressed and at the race in under 4 minutes?
Yes, but that whole beginning felt like Scary Movie, and I mentioned that while we were watching it. Like it all the shots were, that kind of like we're doing this for camp, and like
I don't know
zoom in on
why.
this guy's reaction and that guy's reaction, and it was just bad.
Oh, when they were driving the
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they all have like these cheesy one-liners that none of them can hear, but they all seem to be doing it.
They'll say it for themselves. Like,
Yeah.
you're not ever just in the car and just like, you're great today, or something. I don't know. I don't have any good ones.
The other thing I didn't like, it wasn't really a scene, but they used it twice, was the weird EMP tridents.
Oh, those were great.
I thought those were silly and stupid.
Yeah, the cops are back, and they could have just used spike strips like 800 times, but instead they developed these high-tech guns that shoot out electric spears that
That
turn
if they
the car
shoot
off.
on any surface of the car, they will turn off everything for some reason.
Yeah, you hit that rear quarter panel.
One wasn't engaged and it didn't work.
One arm wasn't engaged, but somehow Paul Walker can throw one well enough onto a grill and turn off the entire car.
I don't know why they needed the third prong, because you really only need 2 contacts to run a current between.
I honestly don't know what they thought the science was behind it.
No.
So
I guess it was just like, let's scramble the car.
And speaking of the science, I think it was sparked from the Trident scene, is that we did a weird like zoom into the inside of the car, and we got like a CGI scene of like the inner workings.
Yeah,
of
but
the
that
car.
happened in the other
That
movie,
happened
too.
so many times, but this one was computer chips instead of
Right.
pure muscle car engine or something. I don't know. Oh my god, I fucking hated the muscle car crew so much.
No, they were hilarious.
Oh my god,
That guy's shirt was amazing.
He had it. All right, so I don't know. Maybe it was good.
Because like there was this crew of muscle car dudes and
Oh, wait a minute. There's one guy who looks like a mix between the singer of Smash Mouth and Guy Fieri.
he dies
and
instantly.
he fucking dies immediately, and no one seems to care.
Yeah, he drives between 2 Mack trucks and then gets stuck between them and then gets run over by one of them.
What did I say before? That when we saw him, we're like, ew, gross.
And
what
he
did I say?
died.
I said, I hope he dies.
And he
then
did.
he did.
It
And
was
then
really
and then
good.
another guy hits into him, and they have a soft top, and he definitely
He
died
did,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
did.
So 2 of the muscle car crew are dead immediately.
Wait, did you do your? We already did favorites, but
I didn't do my least favorite.
I before you do least favorite, I want to bring up the ejector seat.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that was great. The ejector seat.
you just
was great.
told us your least favorite parts, and now you won't let me tell my least
No.
favorite part until you say another
Yeah,
cool
I want
part.
to say another cool part.
All right, fine.
And it's Tyrese's ejector seat, because it was just they were having a good time at one point, and then Tyrese was talking too much, I guess, and then his goon started to not like him anymore. So he buckles his seatbelt and then hits the ejector.
Slams his face into the dash and then hits the ejector button.
And the door flies off and the whole seat slides out to the side, which is also funny because when when Paul Walker, goes to use his, it doesn't work. So I thought that was great. Ed, your least favorite part?
I don't know. I really didn't have anything good for least favorite part because, it was just like a corny shit movie, but it was entertaining. So I think it gets a pass.
Yeah.
There was nothing that was really like, oh, this was really bad.
What
'Cause,
about
like,
the universal hubcap?
What?
In the beginning of the movie, they have a universal hubcap. It turns into the
the
hubcap.
studio Universal Studios.
Oh, I don't.
Instead of the globe, the usual globe was a hubcap. That was cool as hell. So you're done.
That was sick. My least favorite thing about this movie was the last movie.
that the last movie had to
Yeah.
happen in order to get this movie.
Yeah, I don't know why people on the internet shit on this one so much. You try watching 1 followed by 2, and you tell me with a straight face that the first one is 20% better on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't know how that is a thing, but we're gonna stop them.
Yeah, let's start a campaign to really remove some of the tarnish from Too Fast, Too Furious.
I got a one-man campaign, baby, and it's got buckets and rats.
Yeah, rat buckets, baby. Watch out.
Not only does the title have Too Fast, Too Furious, but it had double the budget also. It had
80 million?
It had 76 million.
Okay.
And it grossed 236 million. 127 of that was domestic.
So it didn't do as much domestically as the first,
It did more, but
little bit.
it did 30 mil more.
but it cost 35 million more, roughly.
So really, it kind of
They
did
still
about
made
the
a bunch
same,
of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
profit-wise.
So successful. People liked
Highly
the first
successful.
one. People didn't like the second one as much, but we got another movie out of it, which I think actually takes a jump back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. Doesn't it happen before
It.
or something. I don't know. I was reading about it completely before we even decided to do this. I don't know why, but somebody mentioned somewhere that the third movie is like a jump back in time.
No. I think I could be completely wrong, but I think the movie happens before movies after it.
That would make sense. Usually things happen before things that come after it.
No. No, it's before. It's after the movies after it.
Oh, it's a jump
Sorry.
forward.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
all right,
because-
that might be
So
right.
Because
what you're saying is 3 happens after like 8.
4, 5, and 6.
I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, there's a character that dies in the movie that's in the rest of the franchise.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
See,
Okay,
I remember seeing this on. I know we're talking about 3 now for a second, but I saw it on DVD, and I thought it was straight to DVD, and I guess it wasn't. You told me it wasn't, but it had a limited release, didn't it?
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
That'll be facts for next time.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get it the next time. So, we do know just from our extreme knowledge of the franchise that the next one happened later or something. So it's kind of hard to predict what happens. I don't know.
It also doesn't follow.
Any of the characters.
It doesn't follow any of the characters.
Because
Paul
we're-
Walker's
we're-
not in it, or he's in it. He makes a brief appearance, maybe.
I don't think he's
I don't
in it
think
at
he
all.
is. We're in Tokyo. He ain't in
Oh
Tokyo.
God! You know, I caught the beginning of this movie on Spike TV about 2 weeks ago, and I am not looking forward to next time at
Well-
all. We're going to be watching 3 and 4 probably in a row,
Yeah.
and I'm a little worried, to be completely honest,
I'm-
because not only do we have a non-Paul Walker and Tyrese movie, we also have the potential for a Michelle Rodriguez and Vin Diesel return.
You mentioned that the later ones are more popular, and the franchise is going strong still,
Yeah, we just had one come out.
and it's making bank. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it should be.
Hey man, fucking 48-year-old dudes who wish they were a little bit more muscly need movies to watch too.
I feel like it's taken a definite turn in tone in the later ones from what
Yeah.
I've seen.
Ed, if you need something to look forward to with Tokyo Drift, is that from my memory, the car stunts are more impressive because they're actually
Right.
Yeah.
drifting and
Right.
stuff.
I'm looking forward to more cool car stuff that like actual cool driving.
Honestly, I'm tired of car sound effects already.
Yeah.
Maybe not the sound effect. If they're quieter in the mix.
I mean, that's kind of the problem with these two movies also, is that most of their stunts is driving forward
Yeah.
or driving off of a cliff onto a boat.
that was
That
awesome.
wasn't real though.
That wasn't real.
real.
But when you actually see the skills in Tokyo Drift, you're kind of like, oh, that's pretty cool, because I'm pretty sure they've did all the stunts in real life.
I do enjoy stunt.
So hopefully there's more stunts that are cool.
But I think they have a different actor that is completely garbage. at
Yeah,
acting.
Bummer.
there's a scene where we'll talk about it next time. Really, I don't have it in me right now to do this. So really, this was just more fun. There was a lot of goofy stuff. I think the chemistry between Paul Walker and Tyrese was inarguably, which one is it? Dom? Inarguably better buddy movie than the last one. I'm a little upset they didn't get to go out for shrimp.
I'm upset that they didn't win the MTV Movie Award for Best On-Screen Team.
Yeah,
That's a
a
shame.
little bit of a bummer too.
They got robbed.
They really did. You know, I think as a Dexter prequel, the
Brilliant.
movie is great. Really gives you a good glimpse into the mythos of Dexter and the Fast and the Furious, really.
If I were a person back in 2003 and I had just came out of theaters to see this, I did not go see this in theaters, but if I did, I would be pretty excited for a third one to see where they would go with it. So I can. The franchise is, for me, is on an upswing, so I could definitely see why they continue this franchise. Usually we're talking about franchises that kind of get run into the ground. I don't see that happening because it's not meant to be a work of art.
They
You know
also
what this movie reminded me of? Same year.
What?
Bad Boys 2.
Bad? I just watched that on
fair.
TV.
I used to like that movie. Me and my brother used to watch the shit out of that movie. I
It's-
think we had it on DVD.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's kind of similar, just goofy partners.
Yeah. Buddy cop
you know,
stuff was all the
yeah.
rage in the early 2000s.
And this is like your buddy anti-cop.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had fun. I didn't mind this at all. I was dreading it, and I'm like, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. So if you had to rank them,
if I had
think
to...
we can all unanimously say 2, then 1.
Right. First is the worst, second is the best.
I'll even kick Resident Evil out of mine and just have Too Fast, Too Furious and The Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
All right. So first is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the hairy chest, so we shall see.
I was hoping it would be where Ja Rule grabs the breast.
Oh, that would be so good if that
Again.
was real. I hope he's back.
I don't think he is.
I think this movie needs to be watched in a setting with friends and...
Definitely. I'd watch it by myself.
All right, me too. Are we done?
I think we are good.
I got nothing.
Oh, we are all just looking at Tom and he's not doing
Okay.
anything.
And if
y'all hungry for a good time,
Hungry.
watch Too Fast, Too Furious.
and make sure you also pick up the soundtrack.
With the custom Ludacris song on it.
I know I will be doing that.
I will be downloading it on Napster as well.
Oh, okay.
Because it's 2003. Kazam, maybe. Kazaa?
Kazaa.
Yeah, that was cool.
Kazam is Shaq.
Oh, yeah.
I am Kazam.
That's another thing. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We are the Runaway Franchise Podcast. You can find us on the internet, www.runawayfranchise.com. You can find us on iTunes as well as all of your other favorite podcast apps. If you would like to follow us on Twitter, you can find us at RAF Podcast. Let us know what's up there. You can drop us an email through the contact link on our website. And my name is Ed. You can find me at edjelly.com. I'm fucking sick and tired of spelling it. So just Google it, because I could see in my analytics that people be spelling my name wrong all the time, but they still get there. So do that. Dom, who are you?
Oh, boy. I can't follow that up.
Yeah, I got
I'm Dom Deladera, and you can find me at domsfunandgames.com. Video game reviews, nerd stuff, fun times. At Dom's Fun and Games on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Tom, what's up?
I'm Tom Napolitano. You can check out my art and lettering at tomnapolitano.com. Teach me how to Twitter at TE Napolitano, and I'm on Instagram at Tom_Napolitano.
You no longer hungry, boy. You know how to do it.
Yeah, buddy. He don't know how to use Twitter yet, but he's getting there. Baby steps. It's been 12 weeks. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time with 2000 and something's Tokyo Drift.
We're
the
shifting
Fast
into
and the-
third gear.
Yeah, we are. That's still a gear, so we're good.
Is there an 8th gear?
Not usually, no.
We
No,
can
unless-
maybe shift into 8th gear one
Maybe.
day.
We'll be in a semi-truck. So catch next time Tokyo Drift, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you for listening.